We will start from here. Write short notes on media freedom, intellectual property rights, and right to information. Did you find it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Media freedom. Media freedom allows the press and other media to share information and opinions without undue interference. The freedom is crucial for democracy and it ensures that these diverse viewpoints are heard and that government actions are scrutinized. Key points: purpose to promote transparency, support democratic process, and enable public debate. Let the people argue on media. Media freedom can be restricted by political pressures, legal constraints, or social issues. Investi- uh, Examples: investigative journalism, reporters uncovering government corruption, that is investigative journalism. They investigate and report them. Diverse news outlets, multiple news sources providing different perspectives on the same issue. Intellectual property rights. Intellectual property rights protect creators' control over their works, such as books, music, and inventions. These rights ensure that creators can benefit from their creations and prevent unauthorized use. Types of rights. Economic rights allows creators to earn from their work. When you have intellectual property right for your book, for your film, etc., you can earn from your work. Moral rights ensure creators are credited and their work is not altered in a way that harms their reputation. Fair use allows limited use of copyrighted material for purposes like criticism or education. When they say moral rights, I can remember that Ananda Samarakon wrote a song, the national anthem, Namo Namo Mata. At that time, Prime Minister was Sirima Bandaranayake. So there were astrologers, right? Astrologists, you know them, astrologists uh, advise the uh, national leaders, right? Mahinda Rajapaksa believed in astrology. Ranil believed in astrology. Chandrika, JR, I don't know about JR Premadasa, SWRD Bandaranayake, Sirima Bandaranayake. These people believed a lot about astrology. So astrologists told Sirima Bandaranayake, don't use this Namo Namo Matas as the national anthem. Change it because na sound is bad for your uh, horoscope. Then they changed it without the permission of Ananda Samarkon. They changed that song Namo Namo Mata into Sri Lanka Mata. They violated Ananda Samarakon's intellectual property rights and moral rights. After several days, Ananda Samarakon committed suicide. Examples: copyright, an author holding rights over their novel. Patent, an inventor protecting their new technology from being copied. I heard that one company introduced this seat belt, right? You know, seat belts save lives. So one company, I can't remember the brand name, Toyota or Mercedes, so right, one company introduced seat belts for the protection of the drivers and the passengers. They could have taken the patent for that. We are going to take patent. So for 15 years, other people can't build seat belts in their cars. For an example, Shenara car company introduced seat belts. Then Shenara takes patent for that. Then Gihan can't produce seat belts in Gihan car company. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So, but this company, I will remind it and tell you. When I remember it, I will tell you. Toyota company, for an example, told, no, we don't want patent for seat belts. Anyone, other car companies, you also produce seat belts. It's okay. So that's a great service for the humanity. Otherwise, other car owners may have died very easily without the seat belt. So that's a story about patent. Now, do you understand about the patent?
Yes, sir.
Right to information. Right to information. RTI enables people to access information held by the government, promoting transparency and accountability. It allows citizens to request and obtain information about government actions and decisions. Key points. Purpose. To improve public access to government information and involve citizens in decision making. Scope includes access to documents, emails, and other records. Examples. Public requests. Citizens asking for information about public spending. Now, in my village, there was a mayor, right? Urban council, the president of the urban council or the chairperson of the urban council. So he tarred my road, the road in front of my house. That road is about 10 feet wide and about 200 meters long, right? So I could see that he, after tarring my road, he fixed this large cutout. It was about 5 feet long, right? On that large cutout, his name is there, his photo is there, his party mark is there, the Pohot tour, right? He says that he spent 50 lakhs to tar this road. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So we can clearly see a 10 feet wide, 200 meters long road doesn't cost 50 lakhs. I don't know what the other amount of money, what happened to that money. We could have asked that. At that time, it may have been useless, but we have Right to Information Act, right? Right to Information Act. As the public, we have the right to know the information about the spending, public spending, government reports, accessing data on how public funds are used. Give a list of state units available in Sri Lanka that could enable Sri Lankans to obtain information and keeping in terms with the Rights to Information Act. In Sri Lanka, this is another question. In Sri Lanka, several state units help citizens obtain information under the Right to Information Act 2016. Here's a list of key units. Right to Information Commission, Role handles complaints and ensures compliance with the Right to Information Act. Function resolves disputes and oversees the implementation of RTI requests. Public authorities, government departments, and agencies that manage information provide information requests by citizens and maintain records. Information officers appointed by public authorities to handle RTI requests, assist in processing requests and providing the requested information. Ministries and departments, specific branches of the government that handle various sectors. Each ministry or department is responsible for its own records and information. Local government officers, municipal, urban, and rural councils manage local government information and services. How they work. Submitting requests. Citizens can submit requests for information to the relevant public authority or information officer. Receiving information. The authorities are required to provide the requested information or explain why it cannot be provided. Usually it's within 2 weeks. Examples. Public request for budget information, asking a ministry for details on public spending. Local council records, requesting information about local development projects from a municipal council. These units ensure that Sri Lankans can access information and participate in governance transparently. Now they say that there is a rice mafia in Sri Lanka. Nadu rice, it's very difficult to find nowadays. The government said you have to sell Nadu 1 kilo for this price. But the owners of the rice mills, they hide price. Instead of selling the rice for a reasonable price ordered by the government, they sell rice in the black market. Otherwise, they hide rice. You may also have this difficulty. Do you? In buying rice?
Yes, sir.
Most of the areas that the difficulty is there. So now the present minister who was appointed yesterday, he says we are going to uh, import 70,000 metric tons, I think, from foreign countries. When we import these things from foreign countries, the Sri Lankan mill owners don't have any option. Then they will start selling the rice for a reasonable price. So we have experience about the previous governments. If they import 70,000 metric ton, they will take money from the treasury, national treasury, for 150,000 metric tons. They will charge double. They won't call for any tenders. When the government does that thing, they must call for tenders. Okay, Shenara, you come. Gihan, Chenara, Samaranayaka, Mendes, you four come to this meeting. You send us tenders. Gihan will say, I will import that rice for this price. Shenara will say, I will import that rice for that price. Right? We have to give the minimum price to the government. Usually in an envelope, right? In an envelope, we secretly tell the government, right? About 10 businessmen, 10, 15, 20, 100, whatever. They will hand over the government officer a secret document telling, okay, we are going to uh, import for this price. Then the government officer will select it among the 100 who are going to import for the minimum price, minimum cost for the government, and who will pay the taxes properly. They check that. Then they allow that person to import. That should be there in a fair government. So you as a citizen, Shenara as a citizen, you can send a letter. I will send that format later. Send the letter to the Ministry of Agriculture asking for information. I am writing this letter under the Right to Information Act. I'm writing this letter to the minister. I want to know, have you passed any tenders for this procedure? How have you selected the business people who will import this rice, etc., etc.? You can ask questions from ministers, uh, sometimes divisional secretariat. Understood? They have to
Yes.
answer within 14 days. They have to send you a letter within 14 days. Otherwise, you can take legal action against them. That is Right to Information Act. Media regulations. Media regulations are closely linked. Media objectives or media principles. It is under media. This is a new lesson, na? This is a new lesson. Understood? Did you find it?
Sir, lesson 10, right?
Yes, here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Media regulations are closely linked to media objectives or media principles. It is understood that media are operated both from the state sector as well as the private sector and structurized in keeping with the directions laid on media behavior as well as media administration and or control. They could be seen as better designed as well as less designed processes. They are regarded as either state sponsors or non-state sponsors. Regulation is termed as meant by a series of processes by which a public beneficiary unit is manipulated with a particular aim targeted for a particular objective that could be materialized. Media regulation is a term utilized in the present day media industry that indicates as a practical usable concept. The conceptual meanings behind pluralism, variety, competition, and freedom as laid down as objectives that link the use and gratification of media process that is found by a certain stream of legislature. This process includes some of the publicly accepted regulations as found in those public service units. For example, the quota system and the ownership concept could be shown. Regulatory processes could be started either by the links made with the state or with the media organizations. Regulation is a term that linked in the discussions leading to the principles of media mechanism. It may take positive as well as negative facts in action. For example, the news transmission could be done in keeping with a code of regulations as accepted. I think this Hiru TV doesn't have any code of regulation. They are against the Malima government. They support the Sajid Premadas's party. Today I saw a new MP, fresh. appointed MP. He belongs to a Tamil party, Jaffna or somewhere. Today, they have told the parliament informed yesterday 225 members come to the parliament today. I saw a video footage that a person is explaining about the parliament. In front of the speaker, there are chairs, about 200 chairs this side, about more 200 chairs the left hand side. Right hand side, the front layer, fourth chair, the speaker's right hand side, front layer, fourth chair from the speaker's desk is given to the president. Third chair to the prime minister. Left hand side, speaker's left hand side, fourth chair is given to the leader of opposition. We will divide that today evening. In the morning, the MPs can sit wherever they want. In the evening, we will divide it. In the daytime, next we are going to divide it. Right? This MP, please, sir, please stand up. You belong to that chair. Please go there. They divide it like that. I saw a fresh MP, Tamil person from another political party, has sit on the opposition leader's chair. Did you see that news?
No, sir.
Right. So an officer from the parliament comes there. He says, "Sir, we are going to divide seats now. This seat belongs to the opposition leader. Please come. I will show you your seat." He says, "No, I can sit wherever I want." Now, this person is trying to take attention seeker. We saw these kind of people go to the parliament by showing their foolishness, right? By acting as idiots. Then they become popular. They get more votes, right? Their only qualification is showing, getting popularity, getting publicity by showing that they are idiots. This Hiru TV, they have social media platforms, social media channels. YouTube channel and Facebook, they have published. An MP from the Mali Mawa goes and sit on the opposition leader's chair. Is that truth? No. He doesn't belong to Mali Mawa party. He belongs to another party. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, Mali Mawa got more fresh MPs. I think more about 150 MPs, 130 MPs as I remember, were freshly appointed from Mali Mawa. Fresh MPs. Altogether 159, I think. So when they say a freshly appointed MP, they don't hesitate to say that it belongs to Mali Mawa. That MP belongs to Mali Mawa. So they don't have this Hiru TV doesn't have media ethics. Most of the channels don't have. We will discuss it later. The regulation may differ from media to media, that in turn depends on the type of media. As such, the media regulation takes a special quality pertaining to each media. This could be visualized in the media linked to internet that resulted in the rise of the digital technology. As the process enlarges, there arises special conditions as needed to be laid down as regulatory process. In this direction, it is understood that the nature of the regulatory process has gradually changed in keeping with the codes of regulations as laid down nationally as well as internationally. It is observed that the codes of regulations may have started from the time as far back as 15th century from when the use of the printing machines came to be utilized. 15th century, Guglielmo Marconi invented the printing machine for the first time. When the printing process expanded both as a publishing movement as well as an industry, there had been interferences from the clergy as well as the state machinery. What should the print content be has been questioned. As such, prior to its publishing process of basis, there has been competent authorities to look into the content that goes into print. The necessary approval was needed. Similarly, the same process of authoritative look into the printed material has to be supervised in the exports as well as the imports of printed material. That is called authoritarian concept. Church and the priests, king, they get together, they control media. Those days they had printed media. At the beginning, they go to the newspaper agency. Then they ask, show me what I going to publish. Then they will show the uh, draft. Okay, we are going to publish this. Then the member of the church or the member of the king, the officer, he will cut down. No, you can't publish this. You can't publish this. You have to type this like this. Right? They regulate that thing. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Then the newspaper agency will publish something else. They will tell, okay, we will publish this letter as you ordered, as you commanded. But they published something else. Then they started uh, regulating the printed paper. Earlier, they regulated handwritten paper. Then they regulated printed paper. That is called media regulation. And importing newspapers, importing books were also regulated. The necessity for media regulation topic. There is an opinion that goes to say that media regulation may tend to limit the freedom of expression. However, in the case of democratic majority, it is shown that the process of regulations tend towards a beneficial measure. As such, the concept of media regulation could be regarded as a basic principle needed in a democratic frame of media use. There are some facts that could be discussed under the use of media regulation process. Number one, various types of communication patterns may be reckoned as an economic wealth under an information society. As such, in order to manage the process, a regulation measure is anticipated. Number two, regulation is necessary in order to bring about public peace and security. Number three, in order to curb and protest the disturbances that occur in certain individuals, a code of regulations is needed. Number four, for the sake of standardizing the technology innovation for development measures needed for the public welfare in a society, the use of media regulations are anticipated. Number five, regulations are seen necessary in the selection of communication ways and means, as well as the use of cultural traits for the promotion of social values. Number 6, regulations are necessary in the trade and commerce measures in the use of media according to competition, consumerism, as well as the ownership. Next topic, types of regulations. There are 4 types of regulations found worldwide as media regulations. Number 1, self-regulation. Number 2, co-regulation. Number 3, statutory regulation. Number 4, in-house regulation. Self-regulations. This is ascertained as a regulation measure freed from the links of the state, implemented by the media and manipulation in the utmost sense of freehand. The process is brought to use by the media owners, editors, cinematographers in an independent manner. In this direction, the setting of codes of ethics related to media regulation is discussed among them. The same is performed by the professionalists in the field of communication held the guide of the media. The links are extended to choose in the areas of research and organizational representatives. This paved the way to fathom some of the problems and issues that spring up in the use of media. For an example, I can remember Sirasa FM. They started paying money to the people who write songs. When Sirasa FM play a song, there are 3 parties in the creation of a song: writer, singer, and the music composer, musician. So they started paying money. That's a very small amount of money. I think 3 rupees or something. Whenever they play a song, they pay money. Okay, you are the one who sang this song. Here, keep this 3 rupees. You are the one who wrote this song. Keep this 3 rupees. You are the one who gave music to this song, who composed music for this song. Keep this 3 rupees. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. They self-started that thing. Then later the government implemented a rule. Every radio station, every television station, whenever they telecast or whenever they broadcast a song, they must pay the due amount to the 3 persons. One newspaper may say, for an example, Lankadeepa newspaper may say, no, we won't publish colored pictures of accidents on crime scenes, murder cases, accidents. We can see blood. So publishing colored pictures on the newspaper about accidents show people the red color of the blood. That's a bad thing. Children see this thing. Their mind become violent by seeing these things. So for an example, Lankadeepa may say,